Where the fuck is McClay?
Oh, what's up, brother? All right, the Bogcast, episode 103, Bog and Mac. All right, action.
Awesome. This is the Bogcast, episode 103. I'm Keithobit with my best friend, bryanmcclay. We are brought to you by Bang Salon. Come get all your hair needs, including cuts, natural colors, vivid colors, extensions, shampoo and stylings, all under one roof at Bang Salon. Find and message Bang Salon on Instagram at Bang Salon, at BANGDSALON. Use promo code
Bogcast.
for 20% off your first visit. So come on down and get banged by Jordan. But if you really try to bang her, I will fucking kill you. Go.
Check us out on Spotify, on Apple, iTunes, Apple Music, Google Play, Google Music, Stitcher, Player FM, Spotify, Amazon Music. Check us out. Shout out to all our fans in India on the Ghana. What is it called? The Ghana
Network?
Network? I think that's
the
their
platform that they use in the Indian region that allowed us to have 150 more million possible more users.
Wow.
So
shout out to
and we actually have had a couple hundred that I've seen in our statistics. I was finally checking them out on Libsyn. So like I said, if you're out in India and you're a listener and you want some fucking free stickers, just message us on our Instagrams or our email and we'll send some out.
Hell yeah. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you check out patreon.com/thebogcast. If you guys want to support us, that's your best way to support us right now, guys. That'll help with studio equipment, shirts, stickers, promotional material, all that fun stuff. You guys really help out. It's as low as $36 a year, $3 a month. If you guys really want to help out, check out the Timmy D level. It's our highest level. It's the way to go if you want to help us out the most. Plus, you get your own free Ladmo bag.
Hell yeah.
So check us out on patreon.com/thebogcast. Also check out bogcastcbd.com. If you guys are, on the edge of, freaking out because of your pain, or you're not getting enough sleep, or you just don't feel healthy, or maybe your dog is acting a little bit, long in the tooth and you want to help your dog out, CBD is the way to go. If you check us out at bogcastcbd.com, you'll find pet-friendly tinctures. You'll find salves for if you guys are having arthritis issues or pain in your joints. There's tinctures for humans, multiple different types. There's sleep medication, pain medication, 100% all natural. Check it out, bogcastcbd.com.
Sweet, man. So what's up, man?
Same shit, different day, dude.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just thinking recently how I've been living pretty much in downtown Phoenix for about, I'd say like going on my 4th year now.
Yeah, dude.
So at first I was living on Roosevelt Row, which is known as the Art District. And then now I'm in Midtown Phoenix. But you living in Peoria, it's a different world as far as the homeless situation, right?
Oh, big time, dude.
So is it odd when you come down from that area to this area and you see it?
Oh, yeah.
Because you don't have any of that in Peoria, right?
Well, we have it. We have people who are outside on every major intersection flying,
But not in the actual suburbs and the neighborhoods and shit like that, right?
No, not at all. It's funny because I was going to my doctor the other day, and for the first time in my doctor's plaza area, I saw homeless people passing out.
What's the crossroads?
Like 59th and Thunderbird type area, like the hospital area. You know what I mean? So
That's Peoria, huh?
yeah.
Or no, that's Glendale, isn't it?
I think it's Peoria. I think Glendale's 51st.
I think 59th and Thunderbird, that area is completely different than just the northwest Peoria, like where you're at towards, say, my sister.
Yes, yeah. Where I'm at is like more desert than it is.
It's like by Lake Pleasant.
Yeah, by Lake Pleasant. Yeah.
Because I've realized my attitude towards the homeless has completely changed from when I moved out here downtown to now. So, for example, when I moved down here, I was living with you, so I didn't see as many homeless people. You know, like you said, you just see them on the intersections, on the medians and shit. And when you come down here, they are fucking everywhere. And it becomes part of your daily life. And at that time, I was riding the light rail on the buses. So, I mean, I was constantly surrounded by homeless and bums and shit.
And you're walking.
I was walking everywhere. I'd walk to work. I'd walk by Hance Park. And I would feel so fucking sorry for these people that, you know, sometimes I'd bring them water and make them sandwiches. I fucking even joined this little group where we'd hand out like packets that had like deodorant and fucking shoes and all this bullshit,
socks.
You know, and
yeah, you were really like you were really trying to do your part living in downtown.
I actually was. And because I put myself in their shoes because I noticed part of myself in them because, you know, I've talked about it before, I was a drug addict, and I was at the point where I was either going to have to live, at the, what's it called?
Crossroads,
the Salvation Army,
and
they wouldn't take me because I was on methadone, you know, or I was going to be homeless, and you're fucking luckily took, you know, let me stay at your place and shit, you know what I mean? So it's like, if I didn't have you, who knows, I could have went down a darker turn. But what I'm trying to say is they're either drug addicts or just completely mentally ill, and they just didn't have people to help them out and shit. So I just felt sorry for them, you know. But holy shit, man, 4 years into dealing with homeless people, I still feel that, you know, same empathy for them. But when you live with it for 4 years, your attitude changes, because these guys give no fucks, right? And I got to tell you a bunch of examples leading up to this day, but literally
rant incoming, gentlemen.
Well, it's not really a rant. It's just
ladies.
Observation.
Yes.
This observation you can't miss. And I can't believe how disgusting but hilarious it is at the same time. I kind of wish I could see a video of how they did this. But anyway, I have a few different routes. I walk Fabius. I walk his ass 3 times a day. That's just out of the complex. And he has certain like poop spots and shit. And one of them is a parking garage across the street from the Clarendon. And it's a 3-story parking garage, right? I look over at the fucking wall, like the 3 stories up, and there is literally shit coming from the roof of the parking garage all the way down, as if the bum just took his ass and like hung it over the edge and just shit. And I just looked at it, I was like...
Was this happening while you were watching?
No, but it was fresh. And I was like, dude, this happened last night. I was like, what? I was like, kind of loud. I was just like, what the fuck? Like, it didn't even make the ground. Like, you could see it, like it was super wet. And just got drier and just went down. I'm like, oh my God. But the thing is literally, if you just make that turn down the Clarendon, dude, there's a homeless encampment building up down there. It started off with, actually, when I moved down to Midtown Phoenix, it was actually just one fucking homeless guy in a car in a parking lot. He was an old dude, and I'd see him all the fucking time. I'd walk Fabius, you know, by him all the time, wave at him and shit. I felt so fucking sorry for this guy. I never actually brought him anything. I should have. Well, until I found out that I would see him at Safeway and shit a lot, because, you know, he had nowhere to go. So the Safeway is just right there, and he would just ride around on one of those little carts and shit.
Staying nice and cool, yeah.
Yeah. Well, he actually went up to Jordan and told Jordan how disgusting she was for having her tattoos and stuff. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
you weren't there though?
No, I wasn't there. You know what I mean? But I know who he was because me and Jordan saw him there again. She's like, yeah, that's the guy. I'm like, and then plus she knows who the guy is I'm talking about that lives in the car over there, you know? And so it's like, I'm feeling sorry for this guy, and he's just fucking the most judgmental motherfucker in the world, right? And then this is just one of many incidents. Like, for example, when I was living on Roosevelt Road, remember I told you about the guy that was just screaming the N-word?
Yeah. All night, right?
Yeah, so like I would just be sleeping at 3 a.m. This is literally, my place was looking at Pita Jungle on Roosevelt Row. And I'm just passed out, but I'd have the window open. It was in the winter, so it's, I like fucking nice and cold so I can cuddle up. And I just hear, N-word! And I'm just like, what the fuck? And I just hear, N-word! I'm like, what the fuck? So I go and look out the window, and some guy is just screaming the N-word on the top of his lungs, and it's just getting quieter and quieter because he's walking off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit, that guy is crazy. And anyway, that happened 4 times, okay? And on the 4th time, I would tell everybody the story. I was like, yeah, there's this guy that just screams N-word in the middle of the night sometimes. It's happened 3 times, right? So sure as shit, me and Jordan are walking on Roosevelt Row in the middle of the day, and he is just screaming it. And I'm like, holy shit, that's the guy right there. And Jordan actually has a video of him doing it.
I know.
He's sitting on these stairs, and literally people are just walking back and forth to Lola's, like ignoring him like it's nothing. He's just going, N-word! N-word! And it's just like, what the fuck? Anyway, that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is, a month later, we find out about a murder of a homeless man who snuck into a home, into one of the historic homes in the historic district. And a couple was just sleeping, and they wake up. This homeless guy's at their fucking door, and the husband wakes up, and they're like, what the fuck? What the fuck? The wife hides under the bed. He ends up in a wrestling match with the homeless guy. The homeless guy's like, just leave me alone. Just let me see your wife. He ends up wrestling the guy. The homeless guy stabs him to death, right? And the wife's under the bed and shit. They show the fucking guy on the news and shit, on the article. It's the homeless guy that's screaming the N-word. I was like, what the fuck? No way. So it's like, that guy fucking murdered. And that's like right up the street from the apartment complex right down in by Hans Park. Then like Manny got attacked. Manny and Destin.
I remember that.
Manny and
talk
Destin
about
got
that.
attacked.
That was
fucking
crazy.
Coming back from Crescent, and fucking luckily Manny had a fucking knife on him, was able to protect himself, but he actually like got physically attacked as well, because we were so close to Crescent Ballroom, we would just walk back and forth to shows or the bar. What else was there? Fuck. I mean, these are just like crazy incidents that you deal with when you're living in downtown and stuff. But like, it's just funny how my point is like, me just as a human being, my attitude changing from when I moved down here, and how like,
yeah, that's
now
how
when I see them, like I feel sorry for them, but I'm kind of almost like, fuck them in a sense. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? I know that's fucked up of me to say that.
It's not fucked up. It's
because they're so disrespectful. I'm not saying all of them.
No, you're not. Of course not.
And I know there are some people in like some, that aren't mentally disabled or fucking a drug addict that just are on hard times and aren't doing this shit. But these homeless encampments that are up the street and shit, I can't walk Fabius down that street anymore, dude, because there's fucking needles and shit all in that road. I'll drive you down there right after this. We can walk down there.
I believe you.
It's getting to look like, it's not even close to looking like LA or Skid Row, but it's beginning to,
And that's what kind of the crazy thing is. Think about the people like in LA and San Francisco and Portland. Like, you don't even have to talk about homeless people. Let's just talk about just all of a sudden where you live has turned into a nightmare, right? Because if that homeless, if anybody, whether they're homeless, not homeless, they could be the nicest person in the world, and all of a sudden they're outside yelling hateful things, scaring people. At some point, it's so sad that homeless person wasn't not necessarily picked up by the police or figured out something.
The thing is, the guy that did the murder, he was just released 2 weeks earlier for fucking setting some shit on fire.
See, that's what
and
I'm
he's
getting.
been in and out of. So the system fucking failed the guy.
The system is broken.
You know what I mean? So, and then here I am. I don't know what to fucking do. Like, I can hand them out shit and stuff, but to be honest with you, 10% of them are like, this is it? This is all you're giving me? Like, they're like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? They're like even disrespectful as you're giving them the shit and you're handing things out to them.
Yeah, like, there's no fucking Big Mac in here, dude. What the fuck?
No drugs?
Yeah, no drugs.
No money? Like,
no
what the
money?
fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks, dude.
So like, it's like, I want to help, but at the same time, I don't know what to do. And at the same time, I got to keep Jordan safe. You know what I mean? Like, she like, I don't want her running. I don't want her running around the neighborhood at nighttime. She goes on jogs and shit. Like, it's not as safe anymore down here. Does that make sense?
No, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
There's no place for the homeless to go, really.
So yeah, let's talk about that for a second. What do? Do you give, like, at some point, everything is so broken.
Well, the thing is, this is happening in cities all across the country, dude.
Yeah, and that's what I'm getting
You gotta
at.
watch this YouTube video this guy has. He's called German in Venice, and he literally moved to Venice Beach from Germany just because he saw how cool Venice was in the movies, and he was just like, I want to live there. So he's lived in Venice for 30 years. Venice Beach, yeah. And he just goes around with a video camera and shows, dude, it is like Skid Row times 10. They're all on the fucking beach, all the way out across the fucking the road that goes down the fucking beach,
pier,
like the pier and stuff like that. Like, it's gotten fucking crazy. And no one's doing anything about it.
That's why everybody's leaving California, bro, because of shit like that. And the problem is that if it's happening in other cities, at some point there's gonna be.
This is supposed to be America, dude.
Yeah,
we're like the richest country. Aren't we? Are we not the richest country in the world?
I don't know anymore, but I still think we're the greatest country in the world, and we're at a complete crossroads, man. Like, I don't think it's been anywhere near this bad since Vietnam, maybe, right?
For the homeless?
No, for everything.
Oh, how crazy
like,
it is.
dude, we're like our level just to fucking go off on a motherfucker is at all-time high. Like, I'm surprised there's not more crazy shit going down. I'll be honest. Like, people are ready. When I talk about, I like to bring up that saying, and I forget who said it, but it was a great saying that I had to steal. Your autopilot is set to fight. Everybody's autopilot set to fight right now, man. They're so on edge, man. Everybody's on edge. They're ready. Like, everybody's looking at somebody sideways right now. You know what I mean? Like, just waiting.
Well, Joe Rogan describes it best when he says, like, you're driving, you're automatically on a 7 because you're like, your sensors are so heightened. So you're like, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like that. So, but right now, everyone is already kind of on that 7.
Yeah.
Some fucking lady in the apartment complex, dude. This lady looks like a fucking old lady librarian out of a movie, right? She has her mask on. I'm walking fucking Gertie, and she's like, "Excuse me, sir, can you wear your mask inside of the complex?" I'm like, I'm not wearing a mask outside. Like, there's no mandate to even wear a mask.
Yeah.
It says to wear it in the laundromat and shit like that. But I'm like, who the fuck are you to tell me to wear a fucking mask? The mask police? Like, I hate that shit. I wear a mask to be respectful, to normally avoid that shit, but I was in my own apartment complex.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, no one wears a mask in this fucking place. There's like the 3 mask Nazis that do, but don't fucking, you know what I mean? Like,
so I got a funny story for that.
God damn.
I went to the grocery store the other day. Well, I didn't go to the grocery store. I needed to get a piece from my. I lost a bolt, a nut on my car, and it was the main fucking like thing that held my battery.
Your whole engine together.
Yeah, basically. So like, I'm like, fuck. So I just like, okay, I'm just gonna run up to Walmart real quick, and I run in and I forgot my mask.
I've done that.
So like, I go, as I'm walking up, I'm like, I'm not.
And everyone's like, ah.
Yeah. As I'm like, I'm not going back to my house because there's a chance I won't make it. You know what I mean? And
you completely forgot it. Not even in your car.
Yeah,
that's
not
the
even
worst.
in my car. Yeah. So I go up to the guy and I go. So I'm like, I'm going in no matter what, but I'll try and do my best, right? Yeah, I didn't do that, but I go to the front and the guy's still at the front, the walk-in. I go, do you guys have any extra masks? He goes, no, but we sell them. I'm like, okay, I'll just go in and buy some, all right? And I'm like, I'll just go straight to the first mask and I'll open it up and I'll put one on, and then I'm
Where
good.
Didn't they sell them like right at the front on a table, or?
Yeah, they do. They sell them like 5-packs. So I'm knowing I'm going to get them. I'm like, no way, somebody's gonna say something. I had fucking 2 people stop me and say something.
Employees or customers?
Customers. Like, sir, you need a mask in here. And I'm like, I know, I'm going to grab one right now. Trust me. I'm going to put it on as soon as I grab it. And I was like, motherfucker. But because I was just in such a hurry and I was just like, I don't even want to fucking deal with these people. You know what I mean? And I knew it was like kind of going to happen. I didn't expect it.
I saw a guy today who gave no fucks. Like at Safeway, he was with his girlfriend. His girlfriend was shopping, filling the cart. This motherfucker had his mask just dangling from his ear, a refry in his other ear, and he's just eating Pringles that he was in the chip aisle. Because I had to walk around because I was trying to get some nacho chips, and I was like, "Fuck this guy!" And he just freshly grabbed the Pringle box and popped his eating them. I'm like, "This gross motherfucker." Because no shits, dude.
And you know his girlfriend's like, "This you fucking."
She didn't seem to care. That's what I was like. You're dating this fucking slob. Like, what the fuck?
I love how you said refry. I haven't heard the word refry in so long.
Like, it's like, when you have a refry, I don't, like, in your ear, like you're saving it. Like, come on, bro.
Gross.
That's so nasty.
Oh, man. That is gross, bro.
And the guy was like our age. You know what I mean? Like, when you see like an old dude with a refry in his ear, it's like, come on, bro.
I haven't thought of that word in a long time, bro.
You used to do that.
Fuck no, I never, dude. I was the type of person that, dude. I would
take 3 hits and waste it. Actually, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. You're the opposite.
Yeah.
Your ashtray would be like, all these cigarettes, like four hits.
Yeah. Oh man, well, it's funny you bring that up, dude, because I realized the other day, and I think I might have talked about it with you, that, you know, I'm smoking
Cannabis
so much weed that blunts are basically becoming my new cigarettes.
Yeah, you're not getting high anymore?
No, I'm getting high, but I'm like times when I used to go smoke a cigarette would be like when I'm on the phone.
No, I get it.
Or, you know, like if you're hungry or something, I find myself going and smoking blunts at that time because
the
I go
after meal
outside.
blunt.
Yeah. In the morning when I wake up to help me take a shit.
Yeah.
If somebody calls me, like I'm on meeting, I do these.
Any meeting, any video chat, any podcast.
I'm just walking outside, just doing this.
You know what? Any talking.
Yeah.
If I'm talking to anybody, I'm smoking a blunt.
It's sad, bro. Dude, the other day, for the first time ever, I ran out of blunts that I had already rolled and flour, so I didn't have anything.
Oh.
And it was on my way over
whammy.
Here. Well, not only that, a triple whammy, because I'm like, okay, I'm going to go get some weed. And I get there and they're like, oh, you only have 7 grams on your allotment. And I'm like, fuck. But that pissed me off too, because I'm like, I haven't bought weed in like a month. Like, there's no fucking way. I think that
going back to you smoking too much weed. Yeah. Point.
Yeah, that is a great point. Oh man, dude, my fucking I bought one of those little they're ashtrays, right? But they look like a cigarette, like, and it's an ashtray for like smokeless ashtray, and the smoke is supposed to go in there, but they're like about this big, about this tall. It looks almost like a cigarette butt. And that's how I put my blunts out, because I just put them in there and then they'll go out, and I can, you know.
How does that work?
When the oxygen isn't around it, it just puts it out.
Oh, it's just the thing that stopped the oxygen?
Yeah.
Fucking party foul. the sound gear's on fire.
It's right there, dude. I got it. You got it? Thank you.
McClay dropped the blunt for the audio listeners.
Yeah. So anyways, I got this little cigarette thing, and you just put them in there, and no matter where the blunt's at, you know, if you only smoke like a half a blunt, you can put it in there and it won't continue to burn, right? So I bought this like, I don't know, like 3-4 months ago, and I went to go empty it the other day, and I looked into it, dude, and it's fucking covered in resin from where like the smoke would go up and touch. It's like a fucking thick thing of resin.
Roll that into a blunt.
I was thinking about it, but I was like, nah, dude. Do you remember fucking cleaning your pipe, like your resin, your bong and shit?
I mean,
when you were
to be honest with you, I would still smoke resin if I was out. Would you?
No, because I'd take RSO. I'd just rather take RSO.
That's not enough. I like the habit of smoking.
I do too. That's why I like the blunts. I don't smoke anything but blunts because.
But if you're completely out, you wouldn't scrape resin to smoke. But you don't smoke in pipes or bongs.
I don't ever smoke. I only smoke blunts. Yeah. So, no.
See, I'm like, I'm even worse, dude, because I'll do all the blunts all day, but then there's the bong and the dabs, and it's just nonstop, dude. It's just stupid.
The dabs thing is crazy, bro. That I just can't do it. I fucking choke too much.
We've been putting the dabs in the blunts.
Well, yeah. I do that. I put the sugar wax in the blunts.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, you showed me that. That shit's awesome, dude. I actually need to pick up some more of that sugar wax. Fucking shout out to Convicted Creations. Talk about fucking weed and fucking food and fucking all the craziness that they're doing over there. That was fun going over there and watching that shit, man.
Yeah, season 2 of Convicted Creations. I'm not sure when it comes out, but do you want to explain what that is?
So, Convicted Creations is a show that Chris Martin put together, and has another one of our buddies. Has a, what would you call Trey's company? It's like a production.
Production company.
A production company. Shout out Trey Goodman. So yeah, they do this show where Chris used to be in prison, and in prison he would make food. So now he invites people who are former prison inmates to come on and share their stories about the food they used to make, using all the crazy ingredients and crazy tools to make the food.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, it's really fucking interesting. And Chris Martin is a fucking excellent behind the camera. Like, you could tell he's good behind the camera. And the people that he had that we saw on were
the
fucking
guests were
interesting.
awesome.
Yeah. One guest was fucking this dude from Tucson that was fucking, he was really funny. He's an actor now. What's his name? Ocho, yeah. And then the other guest was a former Major League Baseball player, Carlton Hamilton, that I didn't even know he did time or anything. And he came on, and
would you eat any of that shit?
Well, if you had to, of course. You know what I mean?
Outside, like,
no.
when I'm making it.
Did you try any?
Fuck no.
No, neither did I, dude.
I was watching it like...
I'm like, nah, because every time they would try it, you would see them like wait for the camera to end, and then they go, oh my god, dude, that shit's okay. Everybody, come finish it. Yeah, fuck you, dude. No, yeah. After you just said how terrible it is.
Yeah, no shit.
But shout out to them. It's a great show idea. It's funny to see how they do all the stuff, and when you're in that situation, you fucking probably have all kinds of fucking little things you do, not just with food. But that was actually fun to see behind the camera stuff.
Yeah. Do you enjoy that, being on the set like that?
I do, like the first couple times. You know what I mean?
Then it gets old, huh?
Yeah, because I just want to see how everything works, and then once I see how everything works, I feel like I'm just in the way. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be in the way.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like that too sometimes on other people's sets.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it was nice that they had their set was their shop. So
that place is so badass.
It is fucking amazing.
Shout out to Hemphill Farms.
Yeah. Hemphill Farms over in Phoenix. Their Phoenix location is awesome. It's a great little shop, and that was what really surprised me, is like when you go see them doing all the things up. They're doing a TV show in their kitchen in the back room, dude. That's fucking badass, and it looks awesome. It looks
it's
super,
like a 3-camera setup, lights, fucking
super professional looking. Yeah,
I think on season 3 we might have a few friends that could be possible
I think so.
Cast members.
Yeah, I think so. I think that would be fucking cool.
Yeah. So we'll let people know when that shit drops.
Yeah, that was fun.
Anyway,
something I do want to say real quick is that for everybody out there listening or watching, if you guys play World of Warcraft, hit us up, because I'm going to start playing
hit him
again.
up.
Well, hit me up. They just delayed their fucking expansion. It was supposed to come out October 27th, and they just delayed it indefinitely. They're like,
they don't even know.
Yeah, because all the beta testers were fucking saying this shit's not ready. Like, there's no way they're gonna put this out and it's gonna be broken.
You were stoked for that, right?
I was super stoked, but I'm more. It's funny because
when are you gonna start streaming and shit?
Yeah, that's what I want to do. So if you guys out there do play the game, let me know, and I'll come. I don't have a guild or anything. I'm on a server, but I don't have a guild or anything. So it'd be nice to go fucking either form a guild or jump in a guild that I can stream with, and we can do like a Bogcast Twitch thing.
Are you playing now?
So I
I'm subscribing now. I just started subscribing because they're doing, so this is weird, right? They haven't delayed an expansion since the Burning Crusade, which was the first expansion. That's when we started playing. And they haven't, like, when they say an expansion's coming out, especially when they have a date already, they're working their ass off till that shit's coming out, right? This shit is so broken, and they tried to do way too much.
What levels is it going from to?
So they're right now they're at level 120, but they're doing a level squish. So instead of going to 130, they're squishing everybody. So if you're 120 right now, when you wake up on October 13th, you're going to be level 50. So it's going to go from 50 to 60, I believe, again.
Damn.
Or 40 to 50, one of the two.
People like pissed about that? Or?
No, because you have to squish the numbers at some point. The numbers just got too big. Like,
why can't you just go to 140, then 150, 160, 170?
Because then the numbers are too big.
Are you talking about the stats for the players?
Yeah,
and everything?
yeah, everything.
Okay,
yeah. It's just you have to do it, and it will help the game too be faster and stuff.
Well,
and all the players are good with
players
it.
that are 120s?
Yeah.
How many?
2. Because I play every expansion. I usually level a couple characters, and then the last like 3 expansions I quit because I didn't have a guild to raid with.
Did we ever tell the story how you got into Zelda? I mean, World of Warcraft?
We probably have.
Yeah.
I think. Well, I don't know. I said there was never going to be a game better than Zelda.
Yeah, so I think I had the 10-day trial or something.
Yeah, you had.
And I was playing in that room next to the room that you were staying in.
Yep.
And then you would watch me play it and talk shit and say and I would say, this game is better than Zelda. And you'd say, there's no game better than Zelda. And I said, Bryan, this game is Zelda times 10 on fucking steroids. Just fucking try the 10. Was it 10-day or 30-day?
Yeah.
I don't know why this keeps fucking. And then you pretty much tried it and never went back.
Yeah, it was badass. You know, the funny thing is, I tried it, and I still hated it.
Because you're the guy you played.
Yeah, because
what was that guy?
I picked
the tune, I mean?
A warlock class to start off.
I guess that's just a hard, difficult character probably to start with.
It's a difficult class to start with, yeah. So, yeah.
And then I played it for about 3 months, I think. I got to level 70. Does that make sense?
You got to level 60. That was the cap at the time.
No, I think I have a 70 rogue orc or some shit.
Yeah, because you played it when the new expansion came out for a couple levels. So it went to 50 in vanilla. When vanilla ended, the level cap was 50.
I don't know what any of this means.
The original one. Burning Crusade, when we came in, the level cap was 60. The next one, Wrath of the Lich King, which is the greatest expansion ever. Fucking the baddest fucking video game Wrath of the Lich King is when the greatest video game was at its best. Like,
I disagree.
That
Halo
game
is way better.
No, bro. You have no idea how much fun this game was.
You have no idea how. Oh, no, bro. No.
Halo didn't have the multi on the huge.
What?
Hold on. What? It didn't have both PvE and PvP. Halo's PvE was dog shit, and it wasn't massive multiplayer. There was you had it for PvP. You had it for PvP. You had the thing, but you didn't have it for PvE, which is what made World of Warcraft even better. Because you had when you would fucking I don't like PvP.
Halo,
I don't like PvP.
The difference between the Halo and the World of Warcraft to me was just the social interaction, because you would actually the community would get together and play. Where World of Warcraft, you never really you do now, but, in tournaments and stuff. But when we were playing, you would never get together with a bunch of people. I mean, people would land WoW, but that was a very rare thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Halo, there was this just strong, even just Phoenix community where everyone knew each other. There was places to go to play. And
but that was just because at the time when Halo came out, right? At the time Halo originally came out,
the online presence of Xbox Live and shit wasn't there. So you had to do that to play the game. You know what I mean? Whereas with WoW, you didn't have to do that. So you're right. I agree. Like, well, that's something
Like
WoW
being able
never
to
had
talk
planned.
shit to like a person in
Face
the
to
other
face,
room
yeah.
or like in the same room or whatever on a different TV was just awesome.
But the
So when
the
like you're
guild
playing with
thing-
like a bunch of like you think are chicks but they're dudes.
Well, no, you're talking to them. I
yeah.
never played when you couldn't talk to somebody over your headset. So everybody that was, and that's the other thing, like the whole guild aspect is fucking, it's really cool to have that aspect, and you're talking to these people and you're raiding
Yeah,
with
the
them.
MLG tournaments are really cool too.
Yeah, not really, bro. Not really, dude. Those things were a shit show for a long
MLG?
time. They were a shit show for a long time.
Every single tournament I went to was one of the greatest experiences I ever had. Not even some of it wasn't even the tournament itself. It was just the experience.
Oh, I'm talking
surrounding
for
it.
WoW. I'm talking for
Oh,
WoW.
I'm talking for Halo.
Oh yeah, Halo. It was fucking unreal, bro.
Yeah, everyone
don't
was
get me
getting lit
wrong.
in the hotel rooms. It was
Halo,
awesome.
the whole original Halo fucking thing was the
I'm just giving you
beginning
shit.
of
I don't
video
really
games,
care.
but it doesn't have any match or socially the way WoW has socially. The whole online presence of when you're on when I'm on a server and you walk into a city and there's literally like 3 out of every 4 things or people you see in that city is another person. You know what I mean? Like you've got 5,000 people on your server at a time, and you walk into a city and a quarter of those people are in a city talking to each other. Fucking, that's crazy shit.
Yeah, that's pretty odd.
That shit that happened when that dude passed away, that Reckful dude passed away, that shit blew me away, bro. When all those people had a fucking online funeral basically for him, and every server you went to, they were in that fucking church, fucking, on their characters on one knee. You know what I mean? Like, that shit's fucking crazy.
Fucking dorks. Jesus.
That shit's cool. So anyways, yeah, if there's anybody out there that is playing, hit us up on social media. Our Instagram is at thebogcast, and let me know.
knew a married couple that World of Warcraft destroyed their marriage.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah,
She literally met some other dude, another tune or whatever the fuck, and then in a guild, and then she would fly, to the city saying it was for some type of tournament, but it was actually, maybe it was for both, and then they got divorced. I'll tell you who it is after. Someone that we worked with.
Yeah, I think I know. Yeah, I hated her.
Yeah.
She's a cunt.
Yeah. Well, that's a cunt move.
Yeah,
Because this poor guy was working his goddamn ass off
for her.
for her to play video games and
Mhm.
travel around the country and
Yeah.
shit. It's like, what the fuck? But I'm just, I wonder just video games in general, but especially World of Warcraft, just how many lives it's destroyed. But you know what's gonna happen, dude? It's only gonna get way better and way more immersive, I guess. Especially with the what do you call it?
Virtual reality.
Virtual reality.
Yeah.
It's gonna be just like that one fucking movie that Steven Spielberg did.
PV
right.
player versus.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
The fuck is that? Anyway,
Cannabis.
well, they'll just have like the suits on and shit, and you'll just be so fucking into another world that the reality will suck.
It's already happening, dude. Look at what's going on. Here's the crazy shit, bro. Look at what's going on with TV and the internet, like how we get our entertainment. There's such a divide in like a certain age level. It's just like it's cut and dry, where the majority of people under this age get their entertainment from the internet, and the other age it's the TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for example, there's literally TikTok stars that are
Yes.
famous, and that people, if they see you, they'll ask for their autograph and shit.
Yeah.
That is a whole world I know nothing about.
Yeah. And I just started getting
Because
into
we're in that
world
age. Oh,
because of because of YouTube. You know what I mean? Because
for
now
sure.
we're on YouTube, and
I
I'm
think
trying
YouTube
to,
is the one thing that's bridges the gap between those. It's for old, you know what I mean?
Well, that's what I
Old
was
age.
getting at. Is
Yeah.
that like YouTube is crazy right now? Like, I literally do not watch anything but YouTube.
Me
now.
neither.
That's all I watch.
Except for like throughout the week, you know, I'm
Netflix.
committed to a show that, you know, me and Jordan always try to have a show that's either
Yeah.
episodic or something to watch. That's
I'll
really
watch-
dramatic or something.
I'll watch
good.
Netflix every once in a while, but 90% of the time it's something
Me
on
too.
YouTube.
And even if I'm not watching YouTube, I have it in the background, just whether it's a podcast, some type of, you know, documentary, some type of fucking
Playlist.
There's so much
yeah.
shit.
Yeah, music. It's
I
unbelievable.
learn shit every day on there.
Well, not only that, look at what we're getting on YouTube now. Now we're getting like live shows on YouTube. I watch that dude Tim Pool every once in a while. I like that Tim Dillon dude. I like JRE. I you know what I mean? Like there's certain people. I used to watch The Church all the time. Anytime that was on, you know, you would watch them when they were live.
How did you see Uncle Joey's
First,
joint?
yeah. I don't know. It was kind of hard to watch. Kind of sucked when he was talking about Lee and, you know, he was like, you know, I just wanted to see him, you know, do more and this and that. And I thought to myself, dude, there's a fucking pandemic going on, bro. Like, what do you expect him to do? Like,
It's just weird without Lee's laugh and shit.
I
Like that was
know.
kind of part of it, you know.
Do you
I hope he
see,
has guests.
do you see all the people that are moving to fucking Austin?
Yeah.
It's crazy, dude.
Did you see what Ari's latest tweet about Eddie Van Halen?
I forgot. No.
You didn't see it?
Oh
man, let me just pull it up. Bro, do you think that he would have learned his lesson?
Well, this is like the first time I think he's been on Twitter since, because he said I was listening to his podcast the other day.
No, but what I'm trying to say is you would have thought he would have learned his lesson, but he gives no fucks.
He's a comedian, bro.
I know, but the hate that I love it, but the hate that he gets in the comments because people are like so angry, but that's part of it. But
That's
here,
Ari,
let me
man. He's
tell you,
next level,
hang on.
bro.
It's even better than that. Hang on a second.
Yeah, so for those of you that don't know, Eddie Van Halen died recently.
How do you not know that?
I just learned about it this morning.
Where have you been the last like 4 days? Seriously. Like I sent you a message yesterday and then today you respond and you're just hibernating?
Yeah.
Hang on a second. Damn it.
Just search Ari Shaffir. And Ari Shaffir is the guy that took so much shit for...
Yeah, explain the Kobe thing.
Yeah, so Ari Shaffir has this shtick where whenever some celebrity passes away, he makes a really, really off the cuff remark joke about him. You know, kind of like if you guys watched the episode 100 with Rich from Pelvic, we were talking about joking after somebody's death, and he made a great point. He's like, "Why wait? Like, if you're gonna say it,
He
then
raised home.
Yeah, if you're gonna say it at any time, you should. It doesn't matter when you say it. You're gonna say it anyways. Who cares what the time is? The best time to say it is right away. And he's kind of got a point there. Like, I don't totally
Like,
agree
is there
with
like
it.
a 30-day waiting
Yeah,
period? Is
like,
there a 7-day?
There's no fucking yeah. If you're gonna say something dickish, it doesn't matter when you're gonna say it. Plus, listen, that's what comedians do. Comedians have always said off-the-cuff remarks for laughs. And he did so when Kobe Bryant died, and they tried to cancel him. He just took a lot of shit. Even had some really good friends of his that I totally disagree with. Like, I lost a lot of respect for Brian Callen and Brendan Schaub, and even for Tom Segura and Christina P. at that point too, because you know what I mean. So. Go ahead, brother.
Well, he posted this like screenshot of like a text message. I don't know what group it's from. Maybe it's just Goofy Buddies or something, but it says Eddie Van Halen's songs are the LA of music, easy, soulless, and without bite. His only purpose on this planet was to make the soundtrack for toxic masculinity. Burn in hell, Nazi. # I'm glad you're dead. And then the actual post says, he kicked out David Lee Roth because of anti-Semitism. Google it if you don't believe me. It's well documented. Well, it's not. So
Yeah.
everyone goes and Googles that and then realizes that like that's full of shit. Because I just read the comments because I just knew.
Dude,
and then
that's
surely
next level,
and
bro.
sure someone's like, yeah, I spent, like the last few minutes Google trying to find this until I realized I'm never going to.
Yeah, that's fucking next level, bro. Dude, they always say like the best joke is the joke that you don't know when the payoff is going to happen because you're not going to be around to see it. But like the payoff is that good.
I think the payoff is when you're looking back at his career 10 years from now, and then you're like, he still stuck to it and he gave no fucks. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like
Yeah.
it's the end game.
Yeah. And
Because if he would have stopped,
you would have lost respect for him.
yeah.
Yeah.
I actually never thought of it, but maybe.
Yeah. I would have, because I know who Ari is. Like I follow him all the way back from the, like I remember being in ST and the Amazing Races videos coming out and us sitting around those stupid little computers at those terminal stations, all fucking, because we all got emailed it to each other.
But the thing is, we actually thought they were real then.
Yeah, we thought they were real then.
I didn't realize they were staged.
Yeah.
They're still funny. But
Still funny, yeah.
But I'll actually never forget when I was staying with you, and you made me listen to his podcast. It was the first podcast I ever heard from him, the one that's called Paid Regular.
Yep.
And it's just his journey of
It's amazing.
him being the doorman at the Comedy Store and what it takes and how many times Mitzi Shore denied him and shit. And
it was one of the most real experiences I've ever had listening to a podcast, because he was fucking, he put it all out on there. And like there was parts where you were just like, you felt so shitty, and then there are parts like you were just like, fuck yeah, dude, like just super excited and stoked. It was like a really good
so for people who don't know, that the Comedy Store, most comedians when you go there, you start as a doorman. You don't even get to go on the stage, and you have to get in front of Mitzi Shore pretty much. Oh, this is back in the day. I don't know how it works now.
Yeah,
Mitzi Shore, which is
nothing now.
Yeah, the legendary owner of the Comedy Store, who's Pauly Shore's mom. You get in front of her, do our act, and she'd be there like, not today, or work on this. And he fucking got denied probably like what, 10 times, 20 times, like
even
a shit
more,
ton.
like 100 or something like that.
It was like 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years.
He was like a door guy and shit. And then in the meantime, other comments will go up twice, and then she'll pass them. You know what I mean? And make them pay regular.
I think Joey was like once or twice.
Joey became a paid regular a month moving into LA in the mid 90s.
Yeah.
He's like an OG, dude.
Yeah, but he got very lucky.
Fuck yeah,
to get it that fast. And yeah, Ari, it was funny because even at the time, Ari's going out there. He's opening up for fucking heavyweights. He's opening up for Rogan. He's opening up for a lot of fucking big people. And he's still not a fucking paid regular. And that's when you hear what a paid regular is, you guys. It's nothing like you're making a ton of money. It means you get paid $12 to go up and
it just means you get to do your set.
Yeah, that's all it means.
And work on your material in front of the Comedy Store audience.
Yes, with other killers.
With killers.
And that's why arishaffir is so arishaffir is next level comedy to me right now. And I know I talk about
well, he's the only comedian that I know of that's just the ultimate troll.
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck. I think he made a bunch of money off of that Comedy Central show.
This is not what's happening now.
Yeah, I think he made enough money to be like, I don't have to do shit now. You know what I mean?
Well, you could tell that when he would leave for 3 months to fucking Vietnam or Cambodia and do all those crazy trips or whatever he was doing. Remember?
Yeah.
And he would and then he got rid of his phone and just had a flip phone, and that would be awesome.
Yeah, it'd be great, dude.
They call it fuck you money.
Yep.
I
don't think he got fuck you money, but I think he got enough to where he's like, I don't have to do anything for like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
I'm just, and you know what's really cool that he did? One of the things that he did is he fucking just moved to New York and lived in fucking like Manhattan and fucking hung out with killer comedians on the other coast. So he's like considered a New York comic. He's considered a New York comic now. Like it's crazy to have a person who started on one coast, do because they usually talk shit of each other. He's very smart, dude. Very
bi-coastal
smart
like that.
Yeah.
And then when he's not there in New York, he like lets other comedians stay there and shit.
Yeah, stay at his place. Yeah, that's dope, dude. Like, Yeah, he's got it. That's pretty cool, man. It's pretty fucking cool. And to think where he came from is even crazier, man. Like that dude was
hardcore Jew. Fucking
hardcore. Like I wouldn't.
Didn't he live in Israel and shit?
Oh yeah. He spent a couple years in Israel, I think, and yeah, crazy dude. Fuck. But anyways, yeah, he's on another level right now. Andrew Schultz is on another level right now. Yeah, those two guys are like, I really am starting to like a lot of those East Coast comics right now. It's weird. The people who I'm into are more East Coast right now. I don't know if it's just because of those are the podcasts I'm listening to or what, but fucking those are the comics I like right now. My brother really likes that Legion of Skanks fucking podcast.
Yeah.
He fucking loves it, dude.
I don't love it. I mean, I like it. I don't watch it regularly, but I'm very familiar with those guys, and I mean, of course, I watched the dosing episode.
Yeah.
Let me see what time we're at really quick.
We are at 52.
Oh. I usually have the stuff on there.
Yeah.
Oh God. So when I was at Metalheads, actually, shout out to Rich for me.
Oh yeah, dude.
For letting us shoot the biker scene. I don't know if we gave him a shout out yet for that.
No, I don't
but
think
I just
we have.
wanted to thank him because him and his friends, all part of Metalheads, they let us shoot a scene there for late fees, and the scene came out better than I could have ever imagined. And those guys are funny as fuck. But being that it's called Metalheads, there was a dude there. His name's Fuzzy. He's cool as fuck, and he was talking to another dude in the other corner of my fucking, my peripheral. I just hear him say cephaliccarnage, and I was like, what the fuck? Because I've never heard anyone say cephaliccarnage in public, dude, unless I'm at a cephaliccarnage show, unless it's like, you or DT or somebody like that. And I was like, what'd you just say? He's like, cephaliccarnage, man, they're the fucking first grindcore band of all time. I'm like, fucking bad as fuck, dude. And I told him what I just told you. I was like, I never hear anyone talk about that. So I got to tell him my cool story about and sound all cool in front of all the people at Metalheads. I'm like, yeah, they wrote a song about me, because it's true.
What was their reaction when they said that? Were they like, yeah, fuck you?
No, they were like, holy shit. And like, Rich seemed really intrigued too, because I don't think he ever heard that story, but he was there for Room 26, and he knows it could be believable. You know what I mean? And pretty much there's this band I had never heard of in my life. We had the baddest rehearsal studio, remember, in downtown Phoenix.
Yep.
Fucking, it was Palm Lane and fucking I-17, ghetto as fuck. And we practiced there pretty much every night. We'd go there and party every day. It was like our junior year and senior year in high school and shit. And we had the baddest studio in the whole place, and that was all because of Pat. He fucking had like the baddest fucking PA system, fucking crazy lights, fucking.
They had a loft and shit.
Loft. We had a stand for the keyboard, fucking refrigerator. It was always constantly beer and shit. TVs, strobe lights, black, anything you can imagine. It was cooler than the Mason jar.
Plants
honestly,
everywhere.
Honestly, like it was just decked out. And so across from our hall was I just call him Metal Mike, and he was in this kind of like this really shitty metal band, and he's always playing the drums and shit. And while we were practicing in Room 26, he had brought cephaliccarnage back from the show. I've never even heard of cephaliccarnage, right? We were just practicing, and he went to their show because he had heard of them. And, well, as they're coming down the hallway, they look in his fucking shitty studio, and then they look in ours. Ours looks like a fucking nightclub. They're like, oh, what's going on in there? So they all fucking came and hung out in our studio and shit. You know what I mean? And I remember just thinking, like, who are these fucking guys? But we didn't care. We were, we just partied down there, dude. You just met so many crazy motherfuckers down there all the time. But they were just pretty much just 4 stoner dudes from Colorado. I remember being drunk as fuck. And then me and Pat and Mike jammed 3 songs in front of them, and they were just fucking rocking out. And, our shit was kind of like slow goth heavy, And then, actually, I got to back up the story. Before we played, I had a 6-foot bong there.
Yeah.
I think I've told that story millions of times.
Yeah.
You'd actually have to stand on the keyboard
Riser.
stage
Yeah.
to fucking hit it and have someone else light it. The only guy to ever clear it out of fucking probably at least 1,000 people that tried was Evil Dave, which was, he was like 5'3", and we were all like, what the fuck? But anyway, Cephaliccarnage all hit the 6-foot bong, right? And then we jammed, and then I walk them out because they were leaving and stuff, and they're just like, holy shit, you got me every one of them, they're like, you got me the highest I've ever been. Holy shit, oh my God. And I'm thinking, that's cool, man, you know, blah, 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 badass, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, here's one of our CDs and shit. I'm like, oh, sweet, thanks. It's all shrink wrapped. They take off. I hop in Pat's car, and Pat's like, open that bitch up. So I open it and shit, and I'm starting to look at, this is back when CDs and you had the booklet and shit. The whole CD booklet, dude, is just marijuana, weed.
Nugs. Just fucking nugs.
Nugs, yeah. And their fucking band photo is actually them going like this, just holding nugs out like that. And Pat goes, holy shit, you got them the highest they've ever been. I was like, oh my God, like what the fuck? That's crazy. So anyway, I kept a relationship with them through AOL chat back then.
Yeah.
And they actually came back like, I want to say, well, they came back a bunch of times, but 2 other times where I actually arranged places for them to stay because they couldn't stay with me because I was living with my parents. I was still in high school and shit at the time. So, and then on their next album, they actually wrote a song called 9 Feet of Smoke, and it's about hitting the 6-footer, and they actually thanked me in the credits and shit. So when I told that story in front of everyone at Metalheads, I was like, fucking, I felt like I was like in with the crew. I was like, hell yeah.
It's crazy how like sometimes you can hear something that makes you think a fucking great story or a moment like that you haven't thought of in years.
Oh, for sure. I've completely forgotten about that.
Yeah.
I mean, and I listen to Cephaliccarnage all the time, and I don't listen to them going, oh, they wrote a song about me, they wrote a song about me. I just actually completely, I haven't even listened to the song in probably fucking 10 years, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, when he brought it up, it was just cool to talk to somebody else about Cephaliccarnage, dude.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Because that's like an OG metal band for me, dude, from like 98 or 97 or whenever that was, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember listening to them, dude.
Yeah, the baddest fucking drummer, dude, of all time.
Dude, you gotta fucking do something about that light,
blinds?
bro. Yeah. Shit's fucking killing me. Perfect.
Yeah. At this time, that fucking sun starts burning my Ari autograph over there.
Yeah. You gotta do something about that. Fucking badass poster, dude.
Yeah. Anyway, what else is going on?
Same shit, different day, bro. Just fucking working. We started a all-female comic book show on the Tales from the Flipside network. I've just been really working on that past couple weeks, working really hard to try and just, I think that has a chance at like really being something that can be big, you know what I mean? Like right away, you know what I mean? Like,
Where can people watch it and when?
It's on the, just go to YouTube, Tales from the Flipside on YouTube, and it's every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific time.
And so all females talking about comics.
Yeah, so right now there's 3 co-hosts. Some you guys might be familiar that listen, because I know we have some fans that are listen to all the shows, and but one of a friend from Phoenix who has a online comic book shop. He doesn't have like a brick and mortar comic shop. He does everything from his house, and he sells things live on Facebook. He does these live Facebook auctions. They're called Bird City Comics, and it's him and his wife. Yeah, Bird City Comics. Yeah, we actually need to get him on the show. So we're gonna.
Well, we used to put their shit in the limo bags.
Yeah.
We ran out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if we have more pins or anything.
Yeah, so we're going to try and get them on. But him and his wife Laura is one of the hosts. And then there's this girl out in Chicago named Jen that is like, she has more comic knowledge than I do, dude. It's fucking unbelievable. Like,
is unbelievable.
Yeah, she has more comic knowledge than the majority of the hosts on the channel.
And then there's a girl, Lucy, who lives in California, who was never into comics at all, and she just started working at a comic book store, and that got like a couple, 10 years ago, and that got her into comics. And it's hopefully it can turn into something where, we can create a viewership of females who want to get into comics.
What?
Yeah.
That's going to be all dudes. What are you talking about? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I know. I know, dude.
If you guys are marketing towards chicks, you gotta throw that campaign away. It's all
we're gonna
dudes.
We're gonna have female creators on. That's our hope. You know what I mean? To have like,
I'm just being honest.
I know, I know, but that's our hope, is to have like the female creators on, like, and the big females. Like one day, hopefully, have Kathleen Kennedy on.
Oh, I thought you meant like big females.
Yeah, and you know what I mean? Like Amanda Connor or Gail Simone, you know what I mean? Like just really big names in the industry, because you really don't hear from those from females in the industry very often. It's really weird. But so we did that, and that's just been, I've been working my ass off.
Do you think your comic book knowledge is larger than ever because of how engaged you are with the podcast discussing comics?
No, it's worse than ever, because I don't spend time looking into comic shit. You know what I mean? I spend more time producing shows now than I do. You know what I mean? Like I'm producing so many shows that's all I do.
You don't really get the focus on the.
I don't get a focus on the fun part.
Damn.
It sucks. Like I'm not even selling books. I need to start. Like I should be selling more. I should be selling so many books right now, and I should have a flow.
Hire me.
I should have a flow of cash coming in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's hard. It's fucking hard to even get books. Like where are we gonna get books right now? Like everything's shut down, bro. This whole COVID thing has really fucked a lot of stuff, and the only way people are making money right now is online. Yeah. It's weird, dude. It's really weird. But that being said, you know what else is fucking jumped up and is viewership of fucking YouTube shows and YouTube channels and stuff like that. That stuff has really gone through the roof. And one thing I do have fun with that show is I have fun talking comics. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's all we do is we just fucking get on there and we bullshit about comics, and that's fun. So I do get a lot of information. Like I know what's going on in comics. I know storylines without having to read the stories now. You know, I know what's something.
You give a lot of opinions?
Yeah, because one of the things that we're doing is we're speculating on what's coming next.
Do people disagree with your opinion a lot?
Constantly. So I'm actually kind of like aligned with a group called CVSI, which stands for Comic Book Speculation and Investing, and it grew out of a G+ group called CVSI back in the day, and that's at that time the movies weren't very big. Like Iron Man had just came out, and that comics weren't really selling for a lot of money.
So the movies help.
The movies made everything go through the roof, and people were speculating like, okay, what's coming next? Is Thanos coming? Is this coming?
I remember that.
And you would go look for their first appearances, or the first time they did this would be worth a lot of money, and you'd be speculating on like TV shows, and you were making a ton of money.
You mean speculating on the movies, TV shows that are coming out to find old books?
Old books. That the character is doing those things in. Because that makes those books go through the roof. Yeah. You know what I mean? And can
you still do that now with all the movies?
You can, but not as much, because there's so many, man. And people, the money isn't as long. Back then, it was all about Marvel.
I'll never forget
and DC.
when Iron Man came out.
It was awesome,
that changed
dude.
everything.
It changed everything.
You want to know the craziest fucking fact about Iron Man from, like, you know, how the nerdy filmmaking side I get into it is, they didn't have a fucking working script.
They didn't know what they were doing?
No, they just they wrote everything on the fucking spot as they were going. They knew where they were going and where they wanted the story to go, but they did not have a working script, and they left it up to mostly Robert Downey Jr. and shit. Who was the main Jeff Bridges?
Yeah.
Is that his name? Jeff Bridges, the bad guy in it?
Yeah.
Ask him, dude. He was like, yeah, we didn't have a fucking script. Like, I would show up every day and like we would just kind of like figure out what the dialogue was going to be and just make it up that day. They didn't have a script for that film, and it's amazing. That was one of the baddest movies ever when that came out.
Yeah, dude. I remember my dad.
I remember seeing that with
freaking out.
Jamie.
Oh yeah,
Jamie.
yeah.
I saw that with Jamie, and I remember how pumped he was.
My
R.I.P.
dad.
Jamie.
My dad geeked out over that, dude. Even my dad
That was like
was
2008.
Yeah.
That was a good year because Dark Knight was like around that same time.
Yeah. So comic books just fucking went through the roof at that
Yeah.
time, dude. I mean, like, and so we started this group called Speculation Investing, and it fractured at one point. And you know what there is one thing about comic books is you deal with a lot of 40-year-old babies.
Yeah, you talk about that a lot.
And people become
You
the
should
keyboard
start a podcast
warriors.
called that.
Well, I want to call it $10 Comic Cop, and
What's that mean?
because people fucking cry when you go make $10 off a book. They're like, oh, this person's fucking pumping and dumping. And there's a saying that in
This is like nerd talk.
there's a saying in the selling industry where if you figure out some information, you go gather all those books when they're cheap, and then you talk about the information. So you're pumping it up, and then once everybody starts going crazy about it, you release all those books, right? So it's like sneaky, right? It's considered sneaky, and that's what everybody accuses everybody of in the comic book speculation groups. So yeah, dude.
Do you accuse people?
No, fuck, you know me, bro. I don't fucking care about that shit, dude. But every show we have will start off with at least like 10 or 15 thumbs down. Because those groups that don't like us or don't agree with, certain people that we're associated with will fucking say
Trolls?
we'll go fucking, I need everybody to go out there and thumbs down this video tonight. You know what I mean? But what they don't realize is engagement. It doesn't matter if it's thumbs down or thumbs up. It's good no matter what. In YouTube's
All
eyes,
press is good press.
it's engagement, and that's fucking great. I'll take all your thumbs down. You know what I mean? Like, that's engagement. So
They're taking time out of their day to go into your channel to do that.
yeah, it's great.
What's the time?
We're right about ready to fucking call it, brother.
Word. Because I'm pretty fucking stoked to see Tenet.
Yeah, what time?
Are you?
Yeah, dude, fuck yeah, bro.
Okay.
I'm worried that I don't fucking pass out,
Me
dude,
too.
because it's long, bro.
Oh, it's only 2 hours.
Oh, all right,
We're good.
all right,
Yeah, it's 2 hours.
all right.
But it's one of those movies that you can't even take a piss. You have to pay
I
attention. the
know,
whole
dude. I
time.
don't think I'm gonna be able to do that because I already drink. I drank a ton
Fucking
of
record
coffee.
it on your phone.
No. Why would I want to do
Oh, I
that?
should bring the 4K in.
I was about to say, why would I want to do that? Just put it on the fucking 4K. Yeah.
I'm going to wear a fucking hoodie because I don't want to touch the seat.
I bet you there's already a really fucking nice version of it out there because
I've
of
looked.
what's going on.
No, trust me, dude. I've looked. I've watched the first 10 minutes on cam, and I had to stop. I was like, it sucks. Because one issue that I've heard people say about the film is the dialogue. You can't understand it sometimes. So on a cam, it was even worse, dude. I couldn't understand anything. I was just like, what the fuck is going on? I tried. I don't understand how there's not a 4K leaked version. You used to be able to do all that shit.
Especially right now with half the fucking theater being
Remember all those
empty.
programs you had?
Yeah.
You don't do that anymore?
No, dude, because it's even easier. You just go on YouTube and usually I don't watch movies anymore. You know what I mean? I watch fucking like
We're getting flagged.
I watch like fucking documentaries and shit. You know what I mean? I watch old fucking. That's all I watch is old movies and documentaries, and they're all on YouTube
For free?
for free. A lot of people use those fucking VPNs, but like the thing that hides what your IP where you're based at and makes it look like you're in England or something.
and then that way you can get into their local channels. You know what I mean? Like, if I tried to watch BBC right now, I couldn't watch it because they see I'm coming from Arizona. And you could like watch regular BBC
I heard that if you
broadcast.
just change your Netflix from like say USA to Australia or United Kingdom or something like that, the UK, different movies show up because different movies are in different regions and stuff. Does that
I
make
wouldn't be
sense?
surprised. I
Or
wouldn't be
is there some
surprised.
hacks or something for that?
Yeah.
Anyway, do you want to do the shout outs? Here, actually.
Yep. Shout out to big shout out to Trey Goodman and Chris Martin for like having us over for the Convicted Creation stuff. That was fun. It was really cool to watch behind the scenes and watch how the show is filmed and hang out and stuff. That was pretty cool. So shout out to them. Shout out to everybody we met over there. We met like 5 or 6 new people. The collective showed up. Shout out to them. And yeah, shout out to Joe's Diner.
Yeah, shout out to Joe and his wife from Joe's Diner up the road. They let us shoot a shit ton of scenes last Saturday for late fees. So
That was kind of interesting too. I wish we would have talked about that a little bit more. We'll have to save that for another show. Shout out to Rich and Metalheads.
shout out to Rich Foreman.
Shout out to the ladies at the Comic Book Women podcast. Make sure you guys check them out. And shout out to all of our listeners in India. Like Keith said in the beginning, if you want a sticker from us, hit us up on social media at our Instagram at thebogcast, and we'll get one out to you. So other than that,
So we got the slate. And remember, if you're an audio listener only, we are available on Spotify, Apple, Google Play Music, Stitcher, and now Amazon Music and Player FM. Cannabis cough. Thanks, McClay. That was a wrap on episode 103 of The Bogcast.
bang.